Hello everyone. You just looked at a picture of my very first dog. My dad brought her home as a puppy. Completely surprised me at bringing her home. When he called me on the porch, I had no idea I was about to meet a collie I would name Peppy, who would become one of my very best friends, and who I would be taking a very first step with of a complete love affair with dogs. Something my dad and I had in common. Or maybe it's the seed he planted, the legacy he wanted me to carry forward. For he too had a complete love affair with dogs. It's one of those things I remember well about him. All of the life I knew, his love for dogs. And now you've probably heard me using words that are past tense. He had. 12 years ago today, my dad took a first step. It was his first step towards leaving Earth. And 12 years ago tomorrow, July 6th, he would make the final choice to go ahead and go. Heart attack was the catalyst, the way he chose to leave. And a few days ago, I was talking with a very dear friend. We weren't talking because of the anniversary coming up. We weren't talking about the gift she gave me 12 years ago. She was the very first friend I saw the day my dad left Earth. And she gave me a hug, and there was no words to say. And her words said so much. She's one of those dear friends who has inspired me for many years because she walks such a beautiful walk with forgiveness. And we were talking a few days ago because she too has started a new walk. Her walk is now because her father has left Earth. And in our conversation, we talked with such words as parents doing the best they can, the imperfections of parenthood, human beingness, beautiful and courageous souls. We use such words as the gifts we receive, purpose in those moments that at the time we don't realize just how purposeful they are, and the wisdom we gain. We talked about gratitude. And she said something so beautiful at the end of our conversation. She said, I am so blessed. The imperfections of my dad gave me the perfect father. Been reflecting a lot on that conversation. And I think about how beautifully she dances with forgiveness. And it's not just forgiveness for imperfections in parenthood. For her, it's always been imperfect people, imperfections in herself, imperfections in life's flow, in those moments you wish flowed differently. And I started to reflect on the journey of forgiveness I took when my dad left Earth. And yes, it was forgiveness for his imperfections. It was forgiveness for myself. It was forgiveness for what I wished life had been or hadn't been. And that journey was not easy. If you've ever had a situation in your life that had created some of your biggest turmoil or your biggest challenge, and it suddenly changes, there's always that dance of grace with forgiveness that enters the path. And that journey took me to depths I didn't even know one could travel. It walked me through laughter and smiles, and it walked me deeper to sorrow and despair. Walked me through a short hallway of depression, too. And I remember at one point on that journey, I came to a very significant realization of a truth that I've always been able to see for other people and share that with them. I guess it's always hardest to do that with ourselves. But I remember the truth I believe is that when we are conflicted with someone or a situation, and it feels like a very significant tug and pull, if we are able to catch our breath and take a step back and observe, or fly up above and observe, we realize when we peel back all those layers that underneath it all, we're both coming from the same place. We both have the same things that we want. So my realization one day was, in all the years I didn't think I was good enough to be my father's daughter, was all the years he was certain he wasn't good enough to be my dad. And when I had that aha, talk about a wave of forgiveness of every imperfection of the other, of the self, of life. And understanding, compassion, and gratitude walked in. So today, if you have anything in your life you're conflicted with, or you have someone where it's hard to see, what I wish for you is the ability to take a step back, or to fly above like a bird observing, to be able to hold tightly to the hand of forgiveness, and to be able to catch a glimpse of the gift that in that imperfection is a perfection. And may that wrap you tightly in peace. Namaste.